Welcome everyone to the New Fly Fisher. I'm your host, Bill Spicer. On this week's show, we're back in beautiful Labrador at Three Rivers Lodge. Now we're going after eastern brook trout. And when I say brook trout, I mean giant brook trout. We're going to be using the same trout tactics you use in your own home streams. Anywhere from streamers, nymphs, and dry flies. These fish are exciting on dry flies. It's going to be a great show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
That is amazing.
There's a take. Oh, nice.
The power. All right.
On today's show, the New Fly Fisher crew is in Labrador at Three Rivers Lodge, located some 150 miles northeast of Labrador City and Wabush, twin mining towns in the southwest corner of Labrador. The main camps are on Crossroads Lake, a broad reach of the Woods River that provides a nice spot to land the float plane, the only access to the waters. We are guests of Robin Reeve, who is managing partner and has been involved in Three Rivers Lodge since its inception in 1998. Robin's handprints are all over every board, nail, and piece of equipment on the peninsula. His wish is for the camp to provide a fly fishing escape that lives up to the dreams and expectations of those who have made the commitment to come to the wilderness.
We're stuck in the middle of the boreal forest that sweeps across most of northern Canada. There's not much out here. There's a few other lodges between here and town. Our closest one's 40 miles away. So when you come to Three Rivers, you're truly in the middle of a wilderness. It's big and beautiful and wild and unsullied. We have the occasional caribou. We have lots of black bears. We have some smaller mammals such as minks and otters and such. And then a beautiful variety of birds. Eagles, ospreys. We have Arctic terns and all kinds of songbirds that spend their summers with us.
On my first day, we were paired with the youngest guide in the camp, Mike MacQUARRIE. Don't let his youth fool you as to how much he knows. I found him incredibly knowledgeable, and he immediately put me into fish. There we go. That's a good fish too. Love it. Love it. Yes, sirree. First fish on a dry fly. That's the nice thing about coming to Three Rivers. A lot of your fishing is going to be dry fly fishing. Now, I really got nowhere to go, so I'm going to have to fight him back through that current. One thing when you get them in the current, they got to fight the current plus you. So if you put a little bit of side pressure, it doesn't take a lot of side pressure, but a little bit, and they'll walk over just like a dog. Wow. I'll let Mike get down there and tighten up my drag a bit. I'm telling you, what a thrill that was on a dry fly. Okay, show him the fish there. And not bad for my first fish. I've been here all of 20 minutes. That is wonderful on dry flies. That's the best thing about coming here. It's dry flies. Make you crazy. Oh yeah, okay, we'll get that fly out and we'll release that fish. And away he goes. All right. Now he'll sulk there for a little bit, catch his rest. We'll probably see him there for a bit, and then he'll be on his way. I love it. This is great. Thank you, sir. Thank you. When he went across the river on me, I thought, oh boy, I don't know about that. Well, I've gone about a half an hour without a hit. The fish aren't coming up. I've changed my fly 3 times. I think it's time to change strategies. I'm gonna go to a nymph and fish subsurface as close to the bottom as I can, and then I'm gonna make my way up and different areas in the water column. So nymphing it now with some weight, get her down.
There it is.
There we go. That didn't take long. switch tactics, go to a nymph. It's not always dry fly fishing. That's only 10% of the time. I'll get him on my reel just to make sure that he got control. Now I'll walk him this way. There you go. Thank you, sir. Okay. And I'll get you to show it to the camera, Mike. Not very big, but it's changing tactics proved right. The dry flies weren't working. Oh, no. And that one's gone. Professional release. That's okay. But it just shows you, changing your tactics from time to time can produce fish. There's three things I say every program. You want proper structure where the fish are, so you got to find them. Proper presentation. Now, my first fish was on a dry fly. They seem to want that. This one was on a nymph, so my presentation changed. And the third is the right fly. I had the right fly the first time. I have the right fly the second time. Combine those three, you'll get fish.
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
Well, our primary target, fish speaking, is brook trout. Labrador is known for big Labrador reds, and that's what swims in our rivers. In the flat water, we have northern pike and lake trout. We have whitefish, and we do flyouts for Arctic char and landlocked salmon. But primary quarry here is brook trout.
This is our 6th year. We've come 6 years in a row, and it's a combination of fantastic brook trout fishing, the best we think in the world, although we're not sure, but I don't know how you could beat it. And the diversity of the places you can go here, the different river systems, and the staff is just unbelievable. They make you feel as part of the family.
The rooms are gorgeous. Beds are comfortable, the showers, little kitchen, you know, a little living room area, refrigerator, just like home. And I've been in other places that are a lot more rustic.
That night, we were treated to an incredible meal, along with socializing with other guests and exchanging fish stories. Robin, as it turns out, is an excellent guitar player, and him and I had a good night exchanging songs for the other guests. Well, I sat there at the table and I acted quite naive, 'cause I knew that topless lady had something up her sleeve. The next day, my guide was BYRON PARDY, a quiet man whose main objective is to get you into fish. Oh. Fish on. That was a good one. Boy, he wanted that too. Keep the control. Got to get him on my reel as soon as you can. Boy, he's heading south on me. Wowee. Now the current's adding to the fight, obviously, but he's officially went into my backing. Get away from them alders. You apply a little side pressure when they get near something like that, they tend to come over. Side pressure like that. Okay. And this looks like a pretty good fish. Yeah, very nice. Now you can see a pike or a bird of prey got a hold of him on the side. There, we'll get the fly out. Got that. And okay, what I'm doing here is the fish are laying close to these alders along here, and I have to fish them downstream from myself. Now, how do I control the drift without making any drag? Well, what I have to do is feed line out as it goes down. And how you do it is you pop your rod. I'll show you how that's done. You lay your line, you fly down, get a good drift going. Right there. And then I pop the line out. Pop the line, pop the line, pop the line. Then you get a longer drift, then I do the same thing over again. I pick it up, I got my line underneath me like this, controlling it. I cast, pop the line, pop the line, pop the line. And you get a nice long drag-free drift, probably for 30 feet or so. Then I have to pick it up again and do it over again. So pop the line, and let out a little line as you pop it. And you'll get a nice drag-free drift. Got him. He wanted that bad, didn't he? It's just a small fish, but he wanted that bad. Come right out of the water after it. Now, he gave me warning that he was there. He come up once before. I'll lead him to you, Byron. Very good. Settle down, settle down, settle down. It's just a small fish. Probably a pound at the most. But he was slippery. But he was quite eager to take that fly, so that's nice. That's the best thing about it. You got some dry fly fishing here. I've had to do wet fly, streamers, nymphs. You just got to be versatile in order to be successful. But the best part of it is we do have good dry fly fishing here. That's why I'll be back again, that's for sure. The equipment you're going to need when coming to Three Rivers Lodge are 9-foot number 6 rods. A mid-flex rod will work because you're going to be using dry flies and streamers. The reels, I like large arbor because you can pick up line quickly, but a regular reel will work. What you really need though is a good smooth drag. These fish are measured in pounds, not inches, so they can go for a long run on you and a smooth drag is necessary. Now the lines, simple floating lines. I've had no need for any kind of sinking line at all. Although I do have a sinking leader I carry with me, but I've had no need for that. The fish aren't shy about coming up for the fly. Now here are the 3 setups I used on this trip.
The first is a dry fly setup using a floating line to a 9-foot tapered leader to a 4X tippet and then the dry fly. The second setup was a nymph setup using a floating line to a 9-foot leader with a nymph. 12 to 14 inches above the fly, I attached my split shot and I placed an indicator approximately 2 times the depth of the water on my leader. So if the water is 3 feet deep, I placed the indicator 6 feet from my fly. The third setup is the same as a nymph setup, only I added an 8-inch piece of tippet to the bend of the fly and then tied a second nymph to it.
About 12 years ago, we realized that we fish a very extensive river system. It's over 100 miles long. And in order to eliminate a lot of canoe time and boat time for our guests going and coming from the holes, we began chartering a beaver, a float plane, and we have it right here on the dock, stays here all summer, and we use it to fly the long legs to the middle part and lower part of the river and also fly up into the headwaters. So this takes away a large amount of time spent in boats. Of course, we have boats stashed all along the riverway from top to bottom, so once you get there in the airplane, you would jump into a square stern canoe or a lund and make your way around the different fishing holes.
The flies that are needed when coming to Three Rivers Lodge are pretty much what you would take to your local trout stream. Flies such as black woolly buggers, zuddlers, prince nymphs, copper johns, royal wolves, Goddard caddis, and green drakes. One of the nice things about Three Rivers Lodge is there is a plane at all times ready to take guests to other areas. This flight was only 10 minutes long and I was promised a unique experience. My guide for this day was Anthony PITTMAN, a seasoned guide and just a great guy to fish with. Well, that was me. Wasn't quite sure if that was me or not. Oh, this one's a well-colored fish. Wow. It's really well-colored. Not sure what it took, whether it took the dry fly or it took the nymph. I'm not sure. I have changed setups here. I got a dry fly and a nymph on. It's called a hopper dropper or dry fly dropper. That's a good fish. Really well colored, isn't it? Yeah. This is almost fall spawning colors, this one. Oh wow, it is a great fish. Yeah. And it took the dry fly. Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Well, now look at the colors on this one, folks. This is a fall colored fish. Look at how red the bottom is. Yet this is only July. Wow. Well, give them time to revive. Now you wait till they want to swim right out. You get a kick into it. Yep. There he goes. Now this is a Goddard Caddis, and it's a deer hair caddis that's been spun. And it's very buoyant, and so the technique I'm going to try is skittering the caddis. Caddis flies, when they hatch, they bob up and down, they skitter across before they fly away. A mayfly is different. A mayfly just gets up and tries to dry its wings first and floats, where a caddis, though, actually skitters across the top. Fish see that, it excites them. And now I'll show you the technique. This will work on any trout stream. It's very effective for brown trout. But on brook trout, it also works. So watch what I'm doing here. I cast it out. Get a good line out there and cast it. And when it lands, I take my rod and I just shake it like that. And what that does, it skitters the caddis, then I stop, let it drift, skitter it again, let it drift, pick it up, cast again, skitter, stop, skitter, stop, and skitter. Whenever it stops, that's generally when you get your hit. Very seldom they hit it on the skitter. They see it, they'll follow it, and when it stops, that's when they grab it. Let's hope it works. Oh. There we go. Got him. My goodness, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Oh, and another good sized brook trout. My goodness. Oh, do I ever like this spot, Anthony? Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable. I know I'm saying that a lot, people, but this is unbelievable.
Three Rivers Labrador. He's getting close. Yes, sir. There you go. Again, this is unbelievable. Good, healthy fish. This poor guy, now if you see right here, he's been grabbed by a pike. That shows you how big the pike are if they're taking fish like this. I'll let him go now. And away he goes. Well, isn't that something? I highly recommend you come to Three Rivers Labrador and fish for these fantastic brook trout. For more information on today's show and other shows in our informative series, visit us on the net at thenewflyfisher.com. From all of us here at The New Fly Fisher, thanks for joining us. Tight lines, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, I'm Tom Rosenbauer. Do you want to learn more about this crazy and exciting world of fly fishing? Watch the other videos in the series and subscribe to the channel.
The New Fly Fisher has been made possible thanks to Newfoundland and Labrador Outfitters Association, Islander Precision Reels, and Orvis Sporting Traditions.